What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada, and here with my co-host, my guy, the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know. What's good, Spread Astaire? How are you this morning?
We thought we were going to have today off. We thought Miami would get the job done. Boston stormed back. Here we are, putting in more work. NBA Finals aren't set yet. Can't wait to break down this game with you.
All right, let's go and get straight to the past and talk about what happened since we've been off the air.
All right, let's dive right in. Since we'll be going into tonight's game, let's talk about the Nuggets finishing off their series against the Lakers. I wanted to congratulate the Nuggets. Jokic played fantastic. He gets the first Magic Johnson Western Conference Finals MVP trophy. Well deserved. The team played well, and now they get a little time to rest before the finals. What did you see in that game?
Another dominant performance. We were on the right side. We cashed. I pretty much told you what was going to happen with the game. Take the Lakers early, riding off emotions. They win the first quarter. They win the first half because, in their minds that we can come back. Hey, we're still in this. Let's not get swept. All of those things going about in a competitive athlete's brain. But then fatigue kicks in, and then that starts reality. And the Nuggets were just a better team, and I expected them to take over in the second half and in the fourth quarter to be able to close things. They have a really good team, really, really good team. Colin Cowherd had a very good comparison for that squad. Said they're a lot like the Spurs. You got a guy like Jokic who's so fundamentally sound, like Duncan was, that doesn't really do a lot of press, do a lot of media, doesn't have this huge personality that just goes about his business. So therefore, they're not that popular on TV because they're just efficient. They're just really good, but they have a chance the same way the Spurs did of going on a little run here. So we'll see what happens with the Nuggets in the finals if they can close things out. Right now, they have the best odds to win it all. They have the best player left in the NBA playoffs.
All right, let's dive into tonight. So I expected to have today off. I thought I'd be working right now, right? I was telling you before we jumped on all the housework I'm doing right now to do some home improvement. But alas, we do not have that as the Boston Celtics won 116-99. What did you see in that game, and what was different for a Celtics team that we thought, hey, they might be turning on each other, they might be turning on their coach, and they might be looking forward to the offseason and maybe some different destinations. But the Celtics fought back. What did you see in that one?
A lot of pride from the Celtics in the second half. Al Horford started making shots. Marcus Smart, as he does always, left it all out on the floor. Derek White was making shots. They just got hot behind the three-point line. And you know how the Celtics are. They go on these type of spurts. They're a front-running team. Um, that's why they had a worse record in the playoffs and games decided by less than 5. If they're going to beat you, they're going to really beat you. And that's what happened in the second half. So expect the same thing tonight. Either the Celtics come out with their head on fire, this becomes really close. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Heat steal this game. Um, Celtics haven't been really good at home. The Heat have a winning record against the Celtics in Boston, in TD Garden. Excuse me, I'm Boston Garden. That's the old days. But in TD Garden, they have a winning record, so they're very confident coming in that building. And I'm sure it wouldn't be nothing more that Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, and those guys would like to do than to come and ruin everything. Boston thinking they have hope and to go up there to Massachusetts and break the heart of some of the crummiest fans that you're going to ever play in front of. So I think that Miami has a good effort tonight. And I think Boston just had a game. They have two of the uh, top guys in the league that when they get hot and they're feeling good, they're really good. But the problem is inconsistency, execution. I don't think that they can win four straight just simply from the style of play that they have. It's not like they have a system that you could trust. It's based on if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can dominate every night. And we know one thing we know for sure about that team, they haven't been consistent enough. And I was telling Coach Goodman this morning on Twitter, I don't see Coach Mazzulla out coaching Eric Spoelstra to like four straight games. I don't see that happening. I don't see Eric Spoelstra being unable to make the adjustments. And also, Miami is playing with house money. They're the AC for one. Two, they haven't lost a game at home this season. The last game was the first time they lost all season home, so they got to be very confident playing at American Airlines Arena when they face off again. So they're playing with house money, AFC, but they will miss Gabe Vincent tonight.
Yeah, and one thing we saw in game 4, first time, I know his stat line was great, but first time Butler showed some fatigue. So let's see if he can bounce back. Only one day to rest and the travel, right? Maybe the first time their conditioning is suspect, but this Heat team, best conditioning in the NBA. So if anyone can bounce back and do it, that's them. We will be back tomorrow, of course, and we're gonna shelve some of that because we're gonna do our French Open preview, and then of course what I can't wait for. Don't know if I'll actually be watching them. I'm gonna be busy still doing my home improvement, but hey, help me boost my bank account a little bit with those USFL winners, and that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. But we are not done yet because we're going to give a ball and parlay to the people. What is your play for tonight?
Got to get some winners out there. We're going to start out in Lyon, France, man. We got Brandon Nakashima. He's facing off against Arthur Fields. Arthur Fields is an up-and-coming Frenchman that can really play. But what I've noticed about him, he really, really has problems holding a serve. Most of his serve games, real tedious for him to hold a serve. He pushes a lot of games a lot longer than they're supposed to. And I think that's going to be his problem because Brandon Nakashima, who's finally turned the corner, just beat Tommy Paul, is playing really good. And you know Nakashima, when he gets hot, he can play with the best in the world, as we saw when he was in the NITO Next Generation Championship a couple years ago. And his serve game is masterful usually. That's the thing that you can count on. He's a big server. So I like Nakashima to outwit Arthur Fields at plus 127. I also like Jaylen Brown to go over 5.5 first quarter. You know, he always starts fast. That's his thing. He's usually the head honcho when it comes to the aggressiveness with the Celtics. And I think that on the first quarter that he gets out early, a three-pointer, couple layups, and we sail over that pretty easily. So Jaylen Brown over 5.5 first quarter. And lastly, we're going to roll my guy Max Strus. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's been sailing over this, but the Bulls continue to set these low numbers. And I think that 12.5 is even more effective now that we know that Gabe Vincent is out. So we know he's going to get a lot of three-point plays set up for him. It'll probably be him and Duncan Robinson doing the flamethrowing tonight. But I definitely like Max Strus to go over 12.5 points.
All right, I'm taking it simple. I'm just going to take the Heat plus 9, and I'm going to put a little bit on the money line as well. Probably go 2/3 of my stake there. I'm going to do a full unit on the plus 9, and then I'll throw a half unit there on that money line. There's a good chance they finish it out tonight. I can't believe this line is 9.
Yeah,
this line should be like 5.5. This is wild, and I think that there's a lot of people that are pretty happy to see Boston have a chance. Yeah. And hey, I think there's a lot more people that bet in Boston than in Miami, right? So that does come into account, right? Even if the bookmakers, a team like Boston, a team like the Lakers, the bookmakers know a certain line here. They have to know, hey, we receive a lot of money on these teams, right? There's the Patriots tax for all the year because everybody wanted to bet on New England. Same thing with Boston here tonight. This number's way wrong. Give me the Miami Heat plus 9.
Yeah, I'll be on the Heat plus 9. And the reason why the book's doing that, because as we just spoke about, when the Celtics win, they roll. If it's a close game, they're going to lose. So I also definitely like your angle. We're going money line with the Miami Heat to close out tonight and shock Boston. And also with the points. Guys, we appreciate you for tuning in to the Wagering World. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Best of luck to you tonight.